Hi friends, and welcome back to another talk with me. Today we're going to talk about something that is very important to everybody, and it is very important to you and how you grow as a person inside. Remember, there's two ways of growing. We can grow on the outside where our face gets bigger, our hands get bigger, our feet gets bigger, our legs get longer. But there's also growth that happens on the inside of us. Growth that you can't really physically see, but people around you will know. And this is where my topic starts today. I'm going to be talking about bullying. Do you know what bullying is? Or what a bully is? A bully is a person that hurts other people, whether it's physically, like punching, or emotionally, like laughing at you and making jokes about the way you look. That is a form of bullying. Why? Because it's harassment. That means that somebody is out of your will bothering you and hurting your feelings and also physically hurting you. Listen, we have people who are on the end of bullying and then the people who are bullying, right? There's two types of people in a situation where there is bullying involved. It's the person getting bullied and it's the person being bullied. Half of the time, the person being bullied finds it very hard to stand up for themselves. And that's usually why they get bullied, because the person bullying them sees them as an easy target, as somebody who's easy to push over, as somebody who's easy to take advantage of. But no person should be easy to take advantage of. Am I right? And when it comes to bullies, they don't bully because they just born mean and angry. They bully because there's a part of them inside that hurts, that doesn't make sense. They bully sometimes because there is a lot of problems at home. So how do we deal with bullies? How do we deal with people that come and take up our personal space and hurt us? Well, there's one of two ways. Fighting back should never be an option, right? We should never result to physical violence. But if it gets to a point where you have spoken to teachers, spoken to your parents, and this person continues to hit you repeatedly, all you can do in that moment is be strong and stand up for yourself. By any means. And how else could you possibly deal with a bully if you don't want to get physical? Because fighting is not always the answer and it's not always the solution. Sometimes bullies are misunderstood and sometimes they just need a little extra love. I'm not saying while you're being punched, you need to go and hug the bully, but maybe trying to understand why he's bullying you can raise some questions for him. If a bully's hitting you and you ask him, but why do you hit me? It's gonna force him to have to think about why he's doing what he's doing. Don't you think? If somebody or a parent or a teacher asks you, why are you writing on the wall? And you pause for a moment. You're pausing because you're thinking of how to answer and you're thinking of why you're doing what you're doing. So another approach to bullying could just be having a conversation. And the last and third approach would be speaking to a grown-up about the situation so that they can speak to him and or her and handle it in a better way. Because remember, bullies can change the way people can change because bullies are people. But never allow yourself as a person to be bullied, and never sit quietly in a situation where you A, see someone being bullied, B, are being bullied. Because if you are quiet, that means you're a part of it. So if you see someone getting pushed around in the playground and you don't say anything, you're as good as a bully. Because why? You're not acting to help the person that's being bullied and probably also help the bully. Because like I said, not all bullies come from a place of hatred and anger. Sometimes they're misunderstood and they take their frustrations out on the person that they see is the weakest, or the person that they see they're jealous of. Because there could be so many reasons for bullying, but all of them come from inside. Remember, I spoke about growth that can happen outside and inside, and that's exactly what it is. So you have 3 options, more specifically 2. First, what you could do is speak to an adult, preferably a teacher or your parent or their parent, about what they're doing to you. 2, confront them and stand up for yourself, asking them why they're bullying you and telling them to stop. Because if you don't make yourself vocal in a situation where somebody is hurting you all the time, you are just as responsible as the person who's hurting you. But when you speak up, you cannot be held responsible for what the person does with what you've said. Right? Awesome. So, 2 things. 1, we confront bullies and we stand up for ourselves when there's bullies. 2, we speak to adults to let them handle it. Because like I said, maybe there's just deeper rooted issues that needs to be addressed. And you'll be so surprised that you going and speaking to the teacher and the teacher speaking to him, the next day he comes back or she comes back and they're a totally different person. Bullying is unacceptable, whichever way it is. And if you are in the midst of bullying, you see it happening in front of you, it is your job, just as much as it's the person who's being bullied's job, to act on that and to stand up for them. Awesome, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little talk. We will have an exercise or a few exercises to follow with afterwards so that we can identify when we are being bullied and what a bully is, so that we can never mistake somebody or a situation for bullying when it's not. Ultimately though, bullying is when you feel like you're uncomfortable. Someone is hurting you emotionally, so either with words or physically with fists. Awesome, guys. Thank you for joining me on this talk, and I will see you guys with our exercises next. Bye.